Yes, good afternoon. Today's we have Abhay in the group discussion. My voice is audible clearly.
Yeah,
Okay. So today's topic of discussion is National Education Policy 2020. We have only two speakers. So I'm going to start with my opinion about the National Education Policy 2020. Yes. First, I'm going to focus. Uh, yes, sorry. So I'm going to remind a story that we have learned in our school life. So I remember a story of the festival of animals. So in that something like Animal Olympic. So in that festival, the teacher gave the task to rabbit to fly. Teacher started learn eagle to run and elephant to swim, and the finally after the 15 year of training is over. That is, we are also having 15 year of schooling education from around prep school to 12. So when the 15 year of the training is over, then duck is declared as the Olympic champion. As duck can little bit hope, it can also fly, and duck can also swim. Okay, means we can say that a duck is the jack of all trade but master of none. So this is similar to our current education scenario, that our training system is that we learn uh, little bit of various trade, but we are not master of none. So uh, uh, so there are also various drawbacks in our education policy. We know that before NEP 2020, our we have only two national education policy. The first one is 1968 and second one is 1986. Then after around 14 plus 20, after 36, the third national education policy comes in the 2020. So what is its aim? The aim of NEP 2020 is uh, uh, in Hindi we can say that to make us Vishwa Guru, means India a global knowledge superpower. So there are various key points in the National Education Policy 2020. We can divide it into two aspects. Yes, sorry. We can divide the whole national education policy into two aspects. The first one is on school level, and second is on the college level. Also, there in addition to school and college level, there is also some point that such as AICTE and other governing institutions are merged to form a higher HEI, something like that. So I'm going to discuss first about the reform in the school education system. So the first goal is to achieve 100% gross enrollment, means uh, till 2030. The aim is that to achieve 100% enrollment rate in the school, means every children will go to the school. This is the first goal. Second is, right now we have the we know that 10 plus 2 means class 1 to 10, then plus 2 11th and 12. So now it is divided into 5 plus 3 5 3 3 4. Okay, 5 3 3 4 means first 5 year means the first 3 year the student will go to this kindergarten school, or you can say play school, or in village area Anganwadi is available. So the first 3 year student will go Anganwadi. Next 2 year they will start schooling education from the class 1. So 10 plus 2 is split into 5 3 3 and 5 3 3 and 4. of the ages 3 to 8 and 8 to 11, 11 to 14 and 14 to 18. Means at the age of 18, the student will pass out the class 12. So as we know that in board examination, we all have passed the board examination twice in 10th and 12th. So there is a huge stress on the parents and children about the board education. They have very much concerned about the marks. Marks, since at that time students are not so mature, so they may fall in the stress. Even we see that there are various suicides due to the marks of the board. uh, Often a student go to the wrong path if they didn't get the good marks in the board exam. So NEP 2020 decides that students will give two chances of board examination each year, means two attempts each year. So this is the second reform under the school education under the national education 2020. Also we know that in recent time the scope of vocational training increases. My voice is audible, Love?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's all.
Okay. So vocational education is booming, means the students who go for the vocational education or training, there is more chance of their employment. So according to the NEP 2020, there is a provision of internship from the class 6. So this is also policy. So when we can implement it and in uh, in how in which manner we will implement it, it will we will see it later. And huh. And one point is that in NEP 2020 there is a provision of regional language. As there is various advantages of regional language, you must know that there are most popular books of physics which are from the Europe. They are written in their local language. Because in regional language, what happens, the students can they express their idea in a better manner. So there is a provision of teaching in local language till the class 5th. Also, government is promoting regional language in higher educational institution. Recently, Ministry of Education, Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank, uh, uh, stated that several IITs and NITs will take classes in regional language from the next academic year. Although it is a little bit difficult for the professors who are teaching in the English language from the past 16 or 20s year, so it will be little bit difficult to switch them on the regional language. So these are some negative consequences. Now, these are some points of the school education. Now I am coming to the higher education. So currently the gross enrollment ratio in the higher education is around 25% or something like that, 26%. Means out of 100 students, only 25 persons enroll in a higher education institution. That is from the after 12, only 25% of the student go for the higher education. So this is very low if we compare it at global level. So our goal is to achieve 50% gross enrollment rate till 2030. So this is the first goal that is related to the enrollment rate in school education. We have seen that 100% gross enrollment till 2030. Second point is that right now uh, suppose we are pursuing BTech in mechanical engineering. For example, if I leave the college at the end of second year, suppose I started some startup, or due to some reason I didn't continue my study. So there is a provision in NEP 2020. If a student will leave the academic curriculum in between, so there is a provision of certification. So suppose if I leave BTech, my BTech after the third year, so there should be some recognition or certificate will be given to the students that he completed 3 years of the BTech from here. Although there is the university, the colleges under Delhi University have something like this facilities, that even suppose there is a graduation of 3 year, and if you pursue 2 year, and after some year you can complete third year of graduation. So this flexibility is required in the educational institution. Although as of now, these facilities is only for the students who wanted for the startups, according to the startup policy. I don't remember the name of the policy. So these are some provision under the National Education Policy 2020 for the school students and the college student. And afterward, uh, there are right now we see that there is a various governing council, as we are from engineering background. So engineering colleges are governed by the AICT, All India Council of Technical Education. Graduation colleges is governed by the UGC University, UGC, and similarly there are various other governing council. So according to this policy, the aim is to merge all those governing councils, so that the means if we merge all those governing institute, then it will be easy to conduct these things. As I discussed that there should be provision of some certification if a student leave a degree in between of the program. So if all the institution will be merged, then there will be more facility will be given to the students. So that's all from my side. So Abhay, would you like to continue? Then go ahead with your opinion.
Yes, Mangalam, you explained the positive and negative points about national education policy very well. Now, I want to express my views on this topic, national education policy. So, good morning to everyone. Earlier, national education policy was brought in India 34 years back, that is in 1986. And with time, we know that everything should be renewed and everything needs to be changed. Change is basic need for development. So, education policy was a very much needed change, as it was 34 years old and time has changed. So education policy should also change. In this new education policy, some of the positive points which I find are as follows. First of all, after 10th class, in this education policy, there is no division such as science, arts, and commerce. We all are we all were students of science, and many of us was also interested in other subjects such as economics and many other subjects. A person could have interest in science, along with it he could have interest in economics or political science or history or games. So a person speaking about myself only, I was interested in Hindi also, and at the same time, I was interested in science subjects. But in my school, Hindi was not an option with science, so I have to left Hindi. But in new education policy, they have decided that a person can choose various subjects which he wants, and there is no stream such as science, arts, and commerce. A person can choose political science with chemistry and physics with history. So a student can choose as per his interest, and he will not will his interesting subject after 10th class. So it's a very good decision. Already this type of policy is being followed in foreign. In India, many students left their uh, loving subjects after 10th because of this stream. So I feel that this is very much effectful decision, and this will be very much fruitful for the students that will they can learn the subjects of their will. After this, there is also one more good thing that has come is the in higher studies, if we, as Manglam said, if we leave the course in between after 1 or 2 years, we can get a certificate. After 1 year, if I leave BTech in this education policy, then I will get a certificate. After 2 years, if I leave the BTech, then I will get a diploma certificate. So if I had made a wrong decision and I feel that I should leave this, and my time will not get totally wasted. I will be paid for my investment of time, and this is very good decision. Also, one very good decision for the school student is that after from sixth standard only, they will be provided with vocational courses and internships, which will develop their overall skills. Now, currently speaking, our education system is focused on only theoretical knowledge and merely any skillful knowledge we get in our during our study. When we go to work in plants, we don't have any practical knowledge, and that's why we are lacking as a country. In China or Japan, the children are much more focused on practical knowledge, and that's why their children are productive rather than just investing their time in learning and learning the theoretical points and writing in exams only. I think current situation is not current, मतलब अभी जो लर्निंग हम लोग का उसका कोई भी मतलब प्रैक्टिकल यूज ज्यादा नहीं है. इस वजह से मतलब प्रैक्टिकल वर्ल्ड में हमारा मतलब लर्निंग का ज्यादा यूज नहीं हो पाता है. So increasing the skill among school student will definitely improve our practical skills, and we can compete with the global market. Our students can also produce many small things on their own by getting skillful. So it's a very good decision. Also, one or more decision was taken by government that 6% of GDP will be invested in education. Currently, it is only 3% of GDP that is being invested in education. So, if this is implemented in national education policy that 6% will be invested, then more investment will be done in education, which can improve our educational facilities. And some of the negative points, according to me, are, as Manglam said, there will be teaching in regional language. Nowadays, regional language are not very much popular. We know that English is very much popular. Being in Bihar, we also know that after coming from Hindi medium, what consequences a person faces in higher studies or going abroad. And moreover, suppose a student is living in Kerala with his family. Initially, he is learning in Kerala's regional language. Suppose his father gets transferred after 2 or 3 years. He is in 3 class or 4 class. Then up to 5 class, he will have to read new regional language. Suppose he comes to Bihar and here he is taught regional language of Bihar. Then he will face difficulty in catching the language and he may lack in his studies. So regional language is one of the negative point, I think, in this national education policy. Coming to new policy, that first it was 10 plus 2 and now it is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. But I think it has both positive and negative effects. Positive effect, as Manglam mentioned, the student will get 2 chances for board examination, and hence the board examination stresses will be less. Many students suicide due to stress of board examination, and it will lead to decrease in number of suicides. but at the same time, I feel that lower level earlier at the age of 6 students used to start their study, but now from this policy at the age of 3 only a child will have to start his studies, which I feel will be not so fruitful as nowadays pressure is already increasing on small children's. Earlier summer vacation was of 2 months, but I find that nowadays only 1 month summer vacation, that too at मतलब बहुत ज्यादा हो तो 1 महीने समर वेकेशन होती है. At low level, I think that students should not be given so much burden. Government has told that in first 3 years they will only come and play in the school. But going and playing in the school is after all school. I don't think that they will allow to play. मतलब बिना किसी discipline का play नहीं करना है. I think play will also include some knowledgeful things, that there will be such kind of play so that a student can develop their brain. But at that small age, I don't think that much discipline is needed. A child should be given freedom to enjoy his life. It will restrict such child freedom, and I think it is having some negative points. But overall, national education policy is very much needed and is very I think will be very fruitful if correctly implemented. But it's also a challenge to implement it. Let's see how government implements it. If it will be implemented correctly, then it will be really fruitful. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Aware, for your wonderful point. You highlighted, you talk on the various aspect of the national education policy. I agree with your point that at the age of 3, it is a little bit difficult for the parents and the childrens to start their education. Although there is a provision that they will go to the play school or kindergarten, but play school or kindergarten, I think that it is not affordable for all the persons. It is in village there is no play school or kindergarten. We have only Anganwadi school, and in Anganwadi school there is no such provision of that the students will learn using creativity. There is no do-it-yourself toys or no such creativity. I see in Anganwadi schools that they will get benefited by that. So the reason behind this that is means to start the education at the age of 3, as the children will go to the as the age of 3, 4 and 5 they will go to the play school. So the reason behind it that at the age of 3 to 6 in this age group children are very creative. Okay. So if they will go to the play school, they will learn through the gaming. Okay, and in this way they will improve their creativity. But the problem is to provide the children proper infrastructure so that the every children of the country have access to the proper infrastructure to enhance his creativity. Now Ankit have joined. So Ankit, would you like to put your opinion about the NEP 2020?
Hello,
Yes, yes.
good afternoon. I'm Ankit Kumar here. Now I'm going to uh, give my views on the new education policy 2020. New education policy mainly emphasizes on the skill development rather than the what we were the theoretical things which we used to learn in the traditional education system. And there are so many few points of the, I will keep the few points of the new education policy 2020. That is, this new education policy 2020 has been divided into the 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Means the in firstly it emphasizes on the 5 means emphasis on the mother tongue till the class 5. Class 5, the students or the students or the child will be emphasized on the mother tongue only, and then after the activity based learning will be below the class 2, and the introduction of the subject will be between the class 3 to 5. in the new education, there is also a thing in the new education policy that the students will be provided internship and the coding classes since from the class 6, which is very necessary nowadays. Coding has been the very necessary, and also the internship to gain the skills. This is necessary for our students. And also multidisciplinary and the flexible choice of subject will be provided to the students from class 9 to 12. And also in the college, when we go to the college, as the Mangalam has mentioned, that we have a choice that we can, if we want to do something extra in the college and we want to do the startup, and we don't want to complete our college, then we can get a certificate after 1 year and a diploma certificate after 2 years. This is a very important for us, because many students in the college life, they want to start their startups at that time, but because of the college programs, they lack it and they don't start their startup, because they had to complete the whole syllabus and they had to complete the degree firstly. Then after, when they go for the startup, it may be that it has been too late for that startup. And when he has started, when he has thought about that startup in the second year or third year, that time may be the good for that startup, and after 1 year 2 year, that may not be the good. But in the new education policy, we have seen that that students can leave the college at the end of the second year, first year or third year, and they can start their startup. And after that, starting their startup, if they want to complete their degree, then they can again enroll to the college and they can have their degree from the college. I think this is very useful for our education system, and these changes were necessary. And also in our education system, we have seen that now the many local language has been added in our syllabus, and the curriculum will be taught in the local languages. As we know that in the local language, students understand the things very easily rather than in English or the other things. In China, we know that in China there is no English. All the education, all the teachings is done in the Chinese language only. As same as in Japan, same as in Russia, France. These are the countries where the English is not a language in which the students are taught. Only their local language in which the students are taught. So this was also necessary in our education system, and that's all from my side. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ankit, for your wonderful point. You highlighted the point about the format of the school education, and yes, of course, it is more the NEP 2020 is more focused on the skill based rather than the theoretical knowledge. Right now, we are facing that education policy in which there is a lot of theoretical knowledge, and the students have lacking in skilled or practical knowledge. So and also you highlighted the point at last that the advantage of regional language, that what is the advantage of regional language. So yes, of course, I am agree with your point. So I think so we all have to speak about the NEP 2020. So right now we are only 9 minutes left, so I would like to give a brief comment, like conclusion, like comment from uh, Abhay. The first Abhay will say, because he have to left at 12:35. So Abhay, please conclude about the NEP 2020.
As per me, the conclusion is that NEP was very much needed and it will be a positive move if if it will be implemented correctly, then it will be very good move. But implementation of national education policy will not be that easy. Let's see how it's get implemented.
Yes, thank you. Ankit, please conclude about NEP 2020.
In the new education policy 2020, is that it has mainly focused on the skill development of a children, of a student, and it's good, and it was a need of the, this time it was our need, because in global world, we can see that a skill is required. If you go to any corporate world, only the skills are required. And in corporate world, our students, our children were lagging behind. They had a theoretical, very good theoretical knowledge, but they were lagging behind their, due to the skills, they were like lacking in skills, their practical knowledge. And this education policy will be benefited to them to have gained their skills and the practical knowledge as well. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ankit, for the conclusion about the NEP 2020. Yes, of course, we need a skill-based education in this era, because we see that when we go to the industry, even after the BTech, the industry used to give us training of 6 months and 1 year, so that we will align our skill set to the need of the industry. So right now we are studying, what we are studying is very old. So even this education policy came after 36 years. The last education policy came at, I think, 1986. So this is very much needed. But the success of the NEP 2020 will lies about the in which way the government will implement it. So with that notes, I'm going to wrap the today's session. And I think tomorrow we will, as today we have discussed about NEP 2020. So I think tomorrow we can discuss about the education in the regional language, its disadvantage, advantage, and why we need education in regional language. So is it okay?
Yeah, it will be better.
Yes. So today we will discuss about the education and regional language. I will send the in also group, and I will upload the today's meeting recording on YouTube, and we will share the link in the group chat. So that's all for today. Now you can leave. Thank you for joining the session. We have 6 minutes
Thank you.
left.
Thank you for such a wonderful session, Manu.
Huh?
Thank you for such a wonderful session.
Yes. Thank you. We have around 5 minutes left. If anybody wants to speak something, then you can speak. Even you have any suggestion about the group discussion or anything, then you are welcome.
Why today so less members joining the session?
This
Are
topic,
people losing their interest?
so,
Yesterday, what was the number?
yesterday we have, I think, 4 participants. Actually, today's topic was NEP 2020, so it is a policy. So I think most of the participants didn't go through the topic. That's why.
Yes, yesterday same happened to me also. Demonetization, I don't know that much about that, so I didn't join the session.
Because it is a group discussion, if 3 or 4 participants will join, I also didn't prepare about the topic demonetization. I just share about my personal experience, that what I faced during the demonetization, and wrap up the matters that all the speakers said. So most of the time I also didn't prepare the topic, as today was the NEP 2020. So I already prepared the topic prior to the group discussion. Ankit, I think
So
Ankit.
far, I will say that this topic I hadn't prepared anything.
Yes.
I just joined the session, and whatever I had, I spoke that thing because I had no time. Before the session, I had to give one interview at some place, and after when the interview ended, I started a group that GD is going to be started. I joined. I joined the discussion and I spoke what I feel.
Yes.
So I think that everyone should join it, whether they are preparing or not. If they will be joining after listening the others, like the Mangalam tell so many things and the Abhayas. After listening them, I concluded I came to know so many things, and I speak that things in my own language, and also added something. So that everybody should join. I think that everybody should join the discussion. If they will be joining, they will be definitely benefited by listening to.
Yes. Yes. So from next time, if you don't get the time to prepare the topic, then didn't hesitate to join. Okay.
Okay.
Just join. You
Yes.
will definitely Definitely be
Actually,
benefited.
my turns comes first
Yes,
naturally because I have to leave. So I thought next day also my turn will come first, and I don't know anything.
reschedule your turn if you are not prepared.
Yes,
Yes.
Even I was also busy for the few days and so many things. That's why I was not joining the session. And
Yes.
even today I was busy, but I joined it. It
Yes.
feels very
if
good and
possible, you
very
join
lucky
this.
that
It's really helping.
Yes, I am really benefited by this.
I will be joining it. I always try to join, but because of my routine works, I lack it. There are so many things which is going on here.
So any more suggestions? So I think now we should wrap the session because we have only 1 minute left. The meeting will automatically will end. So I'm going to end the
Yeah, we can wrap. Okay.
Okay.